Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylin and today I just wanted to talk about the fact that my no-buy year has started. I'm excited that it's underway because I've been planning and thinking about it for so long, and now I get to actually like put all my plans into practice, and I'm excited about the challenge of it. And yeah, like I'm interested to hear who else is joining me to do a no-buy year and how we can kind of like support each other and help each other to keep on track. Yesterday was a really nice day. I didn't go out other than to walk the dogs. I did lots of cooking. My parents came over for lunch and we played a Monopoly game that lasted like 4.5 hours, which is the longest one I've ever played. And yeah, it was just a really nice day. It was like simple, but there was like lots of food and conversation and laughter, and it was just a really nice day. And today I have no makeup on because I'm taking the girls swimming in a little while. We're going to the family session where they get out all the floats and everything, so that'll be fun. And I need to walk the dogs before I do that. And I'm a bit croaky today for some reason. Anyway, so I was going to talk about some tips for like staying strong during your no-buy year, because I was thinking about kind of like psychologically what I do, the little tricks like I play on myself to help to talk myself out of spending. And I used these a lot whenever I was doing my no-buy month in October, and I feel like it was a successful no-buy month because I didn't buy anything that I didn't need, and I didn't bring any new objects into my house in that time. I just like love the sky today. I'll show you another clip of it, but it just looks kind of almost like Icelandic or something. Like it kind of looks like mountains in the background, and I just feel like the January sky is so beautiful. Like we saw a bit of the sunrise this morning because my partner's back to work and I was driving him there, and on the way back, because we're up so high in the hills, you can see the sunrise, and yeah, it's just like a treat for the eyes. Look at how pretty the sky looks today. And I just love appreciating those little details, and I'm kind of hopeful that it might snow because I'm a big kid and I love snow still. And I don't love driving in it, but I love looking at it, and I feel like it could snow because I had to defrost the car this morning and it was -1.5 degrees Celsius whenever we were in waiting for it to thaw. So yeah, I'll get into the tips and stop blabbering. Number one is to do a tour of your house and look at everything that you already own, and that means like going into cupboards and like sort of taking stock of what you already have and reminding yourself how much you already have, because most of us have too much stuff already and we don't need to add to it. And I think just going around and kind of taking an inventory of what we already have really helps to put you off buying more and accumulating more stuff and bringing more into your home that you have to find a place for. Number two is to Google like pictures or videos of landfill, and this really motivates me because looking at it and kind of facing up to it and what it actually looks like instead of it being hidden away and forgotten about really makes me think about my impact on the environment and how my spending choices are directly affecting landfill. And it's just really sad to see how it looks and all the kind of plastic waste that it's full of, just from people buying too much and throwing too much away and buying too much stuff they don't actually really want and then quickly disposing of it. So it just really puts me off spending more money. Number three is to read about people who are less fortunate than you are. I think if you ever like watch documentaries on like people who are living in poverty, even in the UK or in third world countries, or whenever I watched the Buy Now documentary, the part really affected me where it showed people in Ghana whose like beaches were destroyed by all of the clothes that we ship there that we don't want, and how there's way more clothes than could ever like clothe the population there, so it all just ends up like destroying nature, and it's really disgusting to look at. And just seeing the people living in those conditions, it makes you appreciate how good we have it and put everything into perspective. And it is really sad and depressing, but if you're feeling deprived and you feel the urge to spend, it's a good way to overcome that. Number 4 is to read about how products are literally made nowadays to break. Like years ago, if you bought a product, like for example a piece of furniture, it was made to last. And I have a table, for example, downstairs, like a coffee table that is from the 1960s, and it's still going strong. And I don't know how many people owned it before me, but it's had a tough life because my kids have used it as a trampoline basically, but it's still intact. And if you think of how much stuff falls apart nowadays, it's really sad. And in that documentary too, it said that things are literally made to be thrown away. They have a shelf life of about 2 years for tech and stuff like that, and they are designed in ways where you can't even access the battery. And even professionals and experts in that field can't work out how to do it with some of them, because they're made on purpose that way to stop people trying to fix things. So they just buy more, so they're getting more and more money, and then they just throw all of that away. And it's just really sad, and it definitely puts me off buying things because I just think the quality isn't there, and I would rather thoughtfully invest in pieces that will last than just buy whatever I see that sort of appeals to me in the moment. Number 5 is to think of the other ways in which you will miss out on things in life if you spend consistently. If you don't break the day-to-day habits of your spending, if you think of that overall and just how much money that adds up to over time, you're depriving yourself of something that is far more valuable than just buying a few bits of plastic or whatever it is that you're tempted to buy in a particular moment. And there have been times where I have realized I haven't been tracking my spending, and I have spent far too much and I'm living above my means. And I realized then that we won't be able to have a little break, a holiday as a family. And otherwise, we might have had a couple of days in a nice place away from home, just got a change of scenery and spent some quality time together. But there have been times I've kind of had to sacrifice that because I haven't made sensible spending decisions. And I think that the more that you let those habits continue, the more you are depriving yourself of larger things that you could have that are worth so much more. Number 6 is one that's a bit random, but I was just thinking about it because of Christmas and how whenever people give you gifts, they've put time and thought into that, and sometimes the gifts are really thoughtful and perfect for you and your personality and your needs and wants, because the person knows you and knows what you like. But I feel it kind of diminishes the presents if you are constantly getting yourself presents. It sort of lessens the meaning of them because you can just run out and buy it yourself whenever you want. Presents used to kind of be I used to like the fact that, for example, if you read books set in the Victorian era, it seems like people thought ahead and asked for things for Christmas, for example, that they knew they needed or that they had wanted for a really long time. And there's all the anticipation of that and the build up to it, and then when you get it, you really look after it and really value the object. But if you're just going out and buying everything all around you all the time, the gifts don't mean as much. It's kind of sad because you can't allow yourself to enjoy gifts that you've received because you're always gifting yourself items, and there's nothing special about it anymore. Number 7 is one that I noticed during my no buy month a lot in October, and that was that when you do a no spend, I think that gifts come to you from different directions that you wouldn't have expected. For example, I got a lot of really nice free clothes and just items that I might have needed or wanted during that month without having to spend any money to acquire them. And I think that they're maybe this is just me, but I kind of believe that if you stay on track with your no spend, I think gifts will come to you from elsewhere and you'll be provided for, and you will get the things that you need or really, really want without having to spend any money. And it's almost like a reward for you having adopted a healthier mindset towards spending. And I just think that's the way life works. It's just my attitude towards it is that if you have the right values and you kind of move forward, trusting that everything will work out, things come to you from unexpected places. Number 8 is to learn more about corporations because it will put you off supporting them. The more you read up on large companies and how they sort of take over the world and destroy the world and their environmental impact, like the way they treat people and violate like basic human rights, it's just really horrible, and it puts you off supporting them and makes you want to turn your back on them because it just runs against like what most decent people believe in. Number 9 is to know that that one purchase that you have your eye on is never going to be the end of the chain. Like, you are never going to buy something and feel satisfied and think, okay, now that I've bought that, I'm happy. That's the end of that. Like, it just continues the chain of I want to buy something else to feel good, and now I need another little rush, and now I need another thing. And I think that if you can cut it off and talk yourself out of buying that one purchase that you have your eyes on at the moment, like, you can then break the chain, but that's the only way to break it. It's not going to be broken by you rewarding yourself with the item and then moving on to the next one. Number 10 is to write out your uncomfortable feelings and get them on paper instead of trying to spend them away, because I think a lot of us try to it's almost like self-medicating with shopping. Like, you're kind of looking for therapy, but you're doing it in a way that just is very kind of like, you get instant gratification from it, but it's not actually solving any of your problems. And I think if you journal and write about your feelings and write about why you're feeling tempted to buy things and try to kind of get to the bottom of all of that and get it out on paper in physical form, I think it helps you to talk yourself out of it and move away from spending to like fix problems that you have or to bring yourself satisfaction. I hope this video is helpful to somebody, and I am really excited about my no buy year, and I know I need to use these tricks myself to stay on track and just kind of keep checking in with myself regularly and journaling about it all. And thanks to everybody who's joined this channel, because I find that it really motivates me, like having you to talk to and feeling like I'm part of a community that are all kind of working towards the same aim. So yeah, it's great to have you all here, and thanks for subscribing, and I will make another video soon. Bye.